There's the record. Touchdown. Fins up, baby. Let's go. Woo! Trevor Lawrence. How good is that? Lamar. The Jags are coming. The ball is intercepted.
Here's the kick by Fairbairn.
Yes, good.
We've got Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, who have lost 2 straight, but they're still in control of the AFC South. Good to see Lawrence making his way into the stadium while Lamar Jackson looks a little chilly. I thought it was Jacksonville, but maybe it is. They're chasing the top seed in the AFC. And Mario is also in the building. That's the Jags safety, Daniel Thomas. We don't know where Luigi is, but we're going to keep our eyes out for him as we get set for Sunday Night Football. Time to alert you on a matchup. The Bills clawing their way into playoff position. They got the NFC East leaders, Cowboys, at home. And guess what? James Cook is rolling 179 yards already on the day. He's got 1 touchdown, and they are up 31-3 on top of the Dallas Cowboys. We got plenty of games still in action, and we're going to keep you up to date on every single one of them, including the 49ers. They're looking good right now. A little scare early with Brock Purdy, but now he's okay. And the Cowboys did just score. That game is over on Fox as they wrap it up in the 4th quarter. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Football Night in America. Maria Taylor alongside Devin McCourty. We've got Jason Garrett here, too. And, guys, let's go ahead and talk about what matters in some of the early games. Devin, for you, it was the Browns getting a win against the Bears, and it wasn't easy.
It wasn't. It was a back-and-forth game. It was kind of craziness, but what do we all love? We love when the game ends on the most exciting play, a Hail Mary. And Fields, he was running around making some plays happen, but it all came down to this, where knock it down, maybe, what an end to a game. Bell gets to start, and he ends the game with an interception. Cleveland's still alive and fighting. The Brownies go.
Yeah, what matters to me are the Houston Texans. They've been riding that C.J. Stroud chain all year long. No Stroud today. Case Keenum comes in. He was on fire late, finding Noah Brown. And then the game winner, Kai Fairbairn, from 54 yards. They're 8-6. What a job by DeMeco Ryans.
Big smile from DeMeco Ryans on that.
And Tampa goes into Green Bay. Green Bay struggling a little bit down the stretch. We thought they were the team, but David Moore takes off. Baker Mayfield, perfect passer rating in Green Bay, first time ever.
Time ever that has happened in Lambeau. We're going to show you the highlights and how he did it, but first let's get it over to Chris Sims and what he saw from Patrick Mahomes in Foxborough.
Oh, well, guess what? We saw some Patrick Mahomes magic today. Kansas City Chiefs, maybe they get back on track a little bit. But Mahomes, the offense, got off to a little shaky start. He did throw 2 interceptions, but made a ton of plays. Gets in the end zone here, finds Jared McKinnon, gives him the lead. And then here's the Mahomes magic that we all love. Buying time, dancing around. Clyde Edwards-Helaire back in the end zone, touchdown. Chiefs get the win. They're back on track. No Tyreek Hill today. Can the Dolphins do anything? Oh, yeah, they can. They got plenty of speed and weapons. Yeah, the Waddle guy. There he is. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown.
Little
deep.
Waddle.
And then, little Waddle. Touchdown. Okay. And then it's more Waddle over the middle of the field. If you want to know what happened in this game, there was no Jets offense and a lot of big plays from this Dolphins offense, Maria.
Don't ever do the Waddle again. All right, let's get it over to Steve Kornacki, someone we trust. Who are the big winners in the playoff picture in the early half of the day?
Well, Maria, the 2 biggest winners today were looking like anything but winners at 3:30 this afternoon. Start with the Cleveland Browns. They were down 10 against Chicago. They were facing the possibility of falling into what's a messy 8-6 tie. Instead, they come back. They survive that Hail Mary. The Browns are 9-5, and they are in great playoff position now. They are a full game ahead of anybody else, at least a full game ahead of anybody else in wild card contention, and they are not out of the picture yet in the AFC North, not officially certainly. And then there's the Houston Texans. They came into today knowing that with a loss, their chances would be just 23%. They promptly fell behind 13-0 in this game. They had just a 7% chance of winning it at that point. They rally, they win on the last-second field goal, and the Texans are now part of that 8-6 tie with more than a puncher's chance of making the playoffs.
All right, thanks, Steve. Let's get it out to Jacksonville. The Jags in control of the AFC South. Jack Collinsworth, Tony Dungy, Rodney Harrison partying it up with the Jags.
You know it, Maria. And we have a couple division leaders in the AFC, as you just said. If the Ravens win out, the 1 seed in the road to the Super Bowl would then go through Baltimore. And the way Kansas City has looked really since the start of December, this could be the year for the Baltimore Ravens. They believe it in the crowd.
The Ravens have a
Super Bowl team. Offensively, they can play you any way they want to play. You want to run the football, they can run it 40 times. You can pass the ball 50, 40 times like they did last week.
And Jacksonville, on the other hand, a month ago looked like they could be a #1 seed. But injuries have really hurt their communication, especially in the offensive line. That's what they're going to have to tighten up tonight, that line play.
Could they win back-to-back division titles here in Jacksonville, Coach? It would be the first time they've done it since the late 90s, back when it was called the AFC Central. Give you some idea how long it's been. We'll talk some OBJ coming up. We got Football Night in America from Duval County.
Time for a Football Night alert. Rams looking to close it off, but the Commanders with the onside kick. Very smart veteran play here by Cooper Kupp.
Look at Cooper Kupp.
He didn't want to get hit.
He said, the heck with that. I don't want you to try to catch it and fumble and take that hit.
That game is still going on CBS if you want to check it out.
Whoa.
Let's get it back out to Jack.
Some biceps there.
Maria, Josh Allen, the star for that Jags defense, getting set. And Jacksonville's defense, they faced backup quarterbacks last couple of weeks against Cincinnati and Cleveland. They've given up over 30 points in both of those games. Now they welcome Lamar Jackson to town. So what's been the problem for Jacksonville on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, Jack, they've had some injuries in the secondary, and that has really impacted the communication. Different formations, motions, shifts, play action has really given them problems. And Rodney, they have turned some guys loose. Here's a 3 tight end situation. Looks like run. They forget to cover the tight end, David Njoku.
Nobody's even around him, Coach, and this defense will be missing 2 starters tonight. Free safety, Andre Cisco, who's in charge of all the calls and adjustments. And you just cannot have this. You have to be able to communicate. Can't have guys running free.
Here's the situation. This was a motion now. Motion man comes in. Both guys cover him. Nobody covers the stationary receiver. This is just an easy touchdown on communication. And they will get tested tonight by the Ravens this way.
I like the fact that they're blitzing more, they're being more aggressive, but you got to cover your guy. You can't let him run free.
Those are 2 of the easiest touchdowns you're ever going to find in the NFL right there. And the Jags have been giving up big plays, but they've been taking the football away too. Jacksonville came into this week 24 takeaways, tied for the most in the NFL.
Need those tonight.
They sure will.
Absolutely.
Back into you, Maria Taylor.
All right, thanks, Jack. Yeah, Jacksonville might have some issues on defense. The Ravens, not so much. They're second in total defense so far this season. But what have you noticed that they've been able to prove on the field?
Yeah, this Ravens defense, they do everything. They can rush the passer, they can stop the run. But last week, they fell into some trouble with the Rams. The Rams brought out motion, like Rodney and Coach Dungy said. That motion makes you communicate. Right here, they start the game. Cooper Kupp's in motion. They match it. They take him. But it opens up the run game. The Rams, 9 straight runs last week. And they did that to open it up for this. Cooper Kupp comes in motion. Now Marlon Humphrey's looking in the backfield. No one takes him. We got to cover Cooper Kupp, but the motion forces the communication and leads to mistakes.
Hey, the run game, the play action game, and how about the screen game? The Rams get down in there close. There's more motion. Good job by Stafford letting this thing develop, get the guards out in front, and then here we go. They're awfully good on defense, but the motion has bothered them.
I'm worried about the Ravens defense is awesome, like these guys are saying. There's no doubt about it. But like McCourty said, he goes, they can rush the passer, but they can only rush when they blitz, right? That's a little concern. When they just have their front 4, the quarterback has all day to throw the ball. Other thing that I think that bothers all of us is they don't play man-to-man all that well. And I think when you see Cooper Kupp, Stafford, McVay, those kind of guys coming to town tonight, Peterson and Lawrence, they might be able to pick apart this Ravens defense a little bit.
Yeah, they lead the league in sacks, but you're right. If they turn on that film of the Rams, maybe they'll take some things away and try to do it tonight. Right. Some games that are still in action. We've got our late slate rolling. Guys, are we surprised about this Bills score?
What? I would have never thought they'd win like this, and then on the ground, just running it down Cowboys' throat.
All right, we got plenty of the highlights coming up of those Week 15 late games. That's coming up next.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.
What sound does a peacock make? I have no clue. No, you're not getting a noise out of me. I don't know. I forgot. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Oh, I've never heard of peacock, but I could try it.
Okay, well, if you haven't heard of Peacock, just remember the second game of our doubleheader on Saturday is Bills-Chargers. It is exclusively on Peacock. Scan the QR code or go to TV or peacock.tv/NFL to go ahead and sign up. And remember, the Bills coming off a huge win against the Cowboys.
They're back.
They're right back in it.
Right.
Right back in it.
With the boys.
What I tell you.
You said, watch out for the Buffalo Bills.
We're going to break it down in just a second. Let's get to the highlights, starting with the Commanders taking on the Rams. Matthew Stafford, the Rams looking to bounce back after last week's overtime loss to the Ravens, but Stafford just looking to his buddy.
Yeah, the Rams came out dominating. Washington, they made a little run at the end, but Cooper Kupp in motion. Last week, no one covered him. This week, no one covered him. So he just scored touchdowns.
Think they might do it again.
You better cover this guy.
We don't want to turn our back to Cooper Kupp. He's pretty good, guys.
Yeah, the Rams are sitting with the number 7 seed in the NFC playoffs, firmly in the mix.
Go Rams.
Yes, they've got the Saints on Thursday and have won 4 of their last 5 games. That is right. Number 1 up for Stafford. 49ers taking on the Cardinals. Brock Purdy, he played high school football at Perry High, just 46 miles from this stadium. So, yes, we got the Pumas that are in the building. On the very first drive, Brock Purdy's showing out.
Oh, well, he impressed. I mean, it's Deebo Samuel. It's like Devin McCourty said before we were watching. Because this 49ers team, they're like an all-star team, and they are. And every week when they come on the screen, Jason Garrett goes, oh, my gosh, don't they look good? And here's each of various words. They got players everywhere. Pick 6, unbelievable job reading Kyler Murray's eyes right there.
Great impersonations of everyone in the studio.
No
Please
problem.
don't try me. Second half, let's see Purdy looking again for Christian McCaffrey. 41-yard touchdown.
This ain't a system play. Gets out of the pocket.
Game manager. That's a game manager
But the
right
guy's
there.
wide open down there.
Can we cover the 2 best players, though?
I mean, I don't know what's going on in defenses around football.
All right, the 49ers clinched the NFC West title for a second straight year. Look at how dominant they've been on this 6-game streak.
They're dominant because they're so complete. Offense, defense, kicking game. They hand it to different guys. They throw it to different guys. They can rush. They can cover. They're the best team in ball right now.
Yes, they are. I concur, Doctor.
Yes, you don't want to see the 49ers right now. They do have the Ravens next week, and we are waiting for our Week 15 Sunday Night Football matchup. We've got the Jaguars and the Raiders here, or Ravens here. Now, that area is also home to Girl Power Flag, an official NFL flag football league. Several current and former Jaguars have daughters who actually play in the league.
Awesome.
Yes, it has over 400 girls from kindergarten through 8th grade.
You'd have been the Randy Moss in this.
I would love to be their coach.
Right
Yes,
That's who you'd be.
We're going to see them maybe in flag football in LA in 2028.
I like
Come on, girls.
Love it.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
So for Odell Beckham Jr., year 1 in Baltimore, year 9 of his career, 3 touchdowns on the season, and all of those have come in the last 5 games. So he's getting on a little bit of a heater right now. Rod, you talked to him down on the field. What did he say has been the difference?
He told me that he's getting healthier. He's getting more comfortable in the system. And Odell, he can't run like he used to run when he first came to the league, but he's an excellent route runner. And that's what you see here. He runs a slant and go. He sails the slant hard, and now he just throws it up. And look at the body control. Look at his ability to be able to find the football, Coach.
And having this time with Lamar, getting the reps, they are on the same page now. This is a slant. Defender takes it away. He knows Lamar is not going to throw that ball in there. He adjusts. Lamar expects him to adjust, and they're getting completions like this. This is what we're going to see coming down the stretch from these two.
And, Coach, you don't even think about it, but just turned 31 years old, and everybody we were talking to just said he's been a leader for this team.
Absolutely. I was watching the receivers warm up, and I commented to them how they've got such a tight-knit group. They credit Odell Beckham with bringing that to the table, bringing that professionalism.
Odell has worked so hard the last couple years overcoming these injuries. I have a lot of respect for him, and I'm happy he's able to go back out there and play.
Absolutely.
Sometimes those injuries give you a little bit of a new perspective on the game.
It humbles
life in
you.
general. It sure does. We'll send it back in to Maria.
All right, thanks, Jack. Coming up, we're going to talk about our Week 15 standouts, including a very young and spry Joe Flacco.
Yeah, how about Flacco? He's given the Browns new life. They play great defense. He's making all the plays in the big moments.
And some frustration for Pat Mahomes, but he continues to be a playmaker. 300 yards, touchdowns, he can do it all.
James Cook in the running game dominate the Dallas Cowboys like never would have thought I would say that today. No Josh Allen, all James Cook.
We got all the highlights coming up next.
This is my moment. I was born ready.
Cooper tightrope down the sideline.
I'm ready for my legacy. It's only begun. I'm
hands moments. Presented by Allstate. Football Night in America is brought to you by Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
That was a wild game between the Ravens and the Jags last year. Remember, the Jags pulled within a point after a touchdown with 14 seconds left. They went for 2. Hey, Trevor Lawrence.
Went for 2. Touchdown. That was one of the things that turned it around for Jacksonville last year. Man, don't show that guy to Florio. Florio is scared of Jacksonville. He will run the other way.
Yeah, Jacksonville looked real slim last year. He's got a little bit of
Thanksgiving.
I don't know what happened.
Chill out, Jacksonville.
Okay, let's get to the highlights. Starting with the Giants and the Saints. Tommy DeVito and those Giants looking for their 4th straight win, but it was not an easy day for DeVito.
Yeah, ugly day for Tommy Cutlass. This New Orleans defense sacked him 7 times. They could not get anything going, and they were celebrating like Tommy does, too.
They mocked him every single time, actually. All right, let's see what Derek Carr has with this Saints offense, and who's going to find? Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, Carr was so efficient throughout the day, particularly good down in the red zone, and why not throw it to that guy?
All he does is catch touchdowns.
Oh, he does.
6 catches, 4 touchdowns. How about that? Just 37 years old. It's real cool. The Falcons taking on the Panthers. Weather. Look at the fans. They're
Shout out the fans that win.
Seriously, die hard.
Okay, Sir Purr is trying to stay dry. Desmond Ritter, he's going to be looking for Xavier Woods. Or he's intercepted.
He shouldn't have been, but he was looking for him, Maria.
He was looking for him.
And those were the 2 turnovers. This interception and a Bijan Robinson fumble that really stopped Atlanta from being up, 6 points and really ending the game.
Yeah, on the ensuing drive right here, they're going to take advantage. Bryce Young looking for Jonathan Mingo.
And you can tell that weather, that is not the best ball you'll ever see be thrown. No. But Bryce Young takes his team starting at their own 5-yard line to set this up.
Yeah, it's the field goal by Eddie Pinheiro. It goes in. It's good. That's the 5th game-winning field goal of his career. So the Falcons lose back-to-back division games. Yeah, it's not looking good for Desmond Ritter. And that's the Panthers' just 2nd win on the season. All right, a pivotal matchup. NFC opponents. We've got the Bucs. We've got the Packers. And we'll start with Baker Mayfield.
Oh, Baker Mayfield is on fire lately. Matey, down the middle to Mike Evans. That's his go-to guy.
He had 5% receiving touchdowns the last 6 games. Mayfield, again, this time Rachaad White.
Rachaad White, they are rolling. They're playing through the pass game, and they're winning games and putting up points right now because of Baker Mayfield and his right arm.
Okay, but the Packers, listen, they're going to come back in this one.
They do. They come back. Defense went away a little bit here in the 3rd quarter in this football game. It became a little bit of a track meet. Jordan Love, what a throw on the run. And this rookie, Jaden Reed, the toe tap, wow.
It was impressive. That makes it a 3-point game. Okay, so we're going to make tackling optional for this play right here.
Well, hey, yes, you would like them to tackle.
What are we doing?
Defense just really in trouble. Sticks it in there into a tight window. Baker Mayfield finds more for the catch and run touchdown. Bucs are on fire.
Yeah, it's impressive. How about this? Baker Mayfield, he's the first visiting quarterback with a perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field. Let's talk a little bit about how he was able to make it happen, Devin.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield was throwing the ball down the field. They were throwing seam routes. They were taking advantage of the middle of the field. I'm watching the game, and all I can hear in my head is Coach Belichick, defend from inside out. Don't give up the middle. But Tampa and Baker, they lived in the middle, Coach Garrett.
And I just love the variety. It's to a receiver. Now it's to a tight end in the open middle. Baker loves throwing these. He's cutting them loose time and time again. This is the way they made their plays.
Little stick nod to Chris Godwin, again up the seam to Devin's point. And then when you throw the ball down the field, this is a great wrinkle off the defenses are worried about the big play. Oh, now we got a wide receiver screen underneath. There's blockers in front, and Godwin's very good at that.
All right, so the Bucs, they control their fate in the NFC South. But let's talk a little bit more about that wild card place, Steve Kornacki.
Yeah, well, we all figured that the 5th seed in the NFC is going to go to whoever doesn't win the NFC East, the Cowboys or the Eagles. And that leaves, for the moment, 3 7-7 teams tied for the final 2 wild card spots. And right now, the cut line would be right here. The Vikings and the Rams are on the right side of it. The Vikings, even though they had that tough loss yesterday, they're still in the 6th spot. They still have the highest probability of this group. Why? The Vikings only have 3 conference losses. That's an important tiebreaker in a lot of scenarios. But the bad news for the Vikings, look what they close with, 2 games of their final 3 against the Lions. Can they hang on there? And then meanwhile, the Rams technically right now with the tiebreaker over the Saints. But look, it's Saints at Rams in L.A. this Thursday night. That's going to sort out a lot. And by the way, there's a fourth team, Seattle, that with a win over Philly tomorrow would join this group at 7-7. But key there, Seattle has been swept by the Rams. Any tiebreaker involving Seattle and the Rams get the leg up.
We're going to get you a bigger board so you can put Seattle over there too, Steve. All right. Time to get game day ready with Verizon Run the Playlist. Throughout the season, Verizon is giving you access to playlists from your favorite NFL teams.
Old school jumpsuit there.
That's what you used to wear, Cindy.
You can listen to the songs that they're walking in with as they're getting pumped and looking great. Just scan the QR code or head over to Apple Music and search Verizon Run the Playlist.
I want to know what they're listening to. Like, can we get the songs on here?
You can catching tennis balls.
You should get
that.
That would be
With the beer goggles.
Here we go, boys. Here we go. Come on, baby.
Hey, oh, let's go, let's go.
That is big-time stuff. Dropped it right in the bucket.
You needed it. You got to have it.
Oh, let's go, let's go.
Beautifully executed.
Let's go.
House call!
Dynamite! The day is in Lamar. Celebration time. How good is that?
This is Football Night in America.
Let's go.
Served by Applebee's.
All right, the Jaguars back at home, sitting at 8-5, led by Trevor Lawrence, the 2021 #1 overall pick in his third season. Matthew Berry, he's in his second season, and he's actually hit this 2 times in a row. It's time for the DraftKings Sportsbook 3-play. What do you have for us tonight, Matthew?
Yeah, trying to make it a 3-play for the 3-play, Maria. Thank you so much. And I'm on the Ravens tonight, and I'm on their offense specifically. I'm going to start with Baltimore and the team total. Give me the over on 20.5. They've hit this number in terms of 30 points, 6 out of the last 7. So I think the Ravens go over 20.5 points on their team total. And what does this offense start with? OBJ. He loves the prime time. He loves the spotlight. Well, I love the over on his receiving yards. Since week 9, he's averaging 68 receiving yards per game. And now he gets a banged-up Jaguar secondary that's 31st against the pass this season. You heard Rodney early in the show talk about what the loss of Andre Cisco means to that Jaguars secondary. Who else is exploiting that Jaguars banged-up secondary? Lamar Jackson. Give me the over on his passing yards. He's gone over this number 3 of the last 4 games. They are rolling at such a good level. I think Lamar has a big game, especially through the air and especially with Odell Beckham Jr. So that's my 3-play for tonight. Baltimore over on the team total, Beckham over on the receiving yards, and Lamar Jackson over on his passing yards. That's my DraftKings 3-play for tonight. Maria, back to you.
All right, thanks, Matthew. Let's keep talking about Lamar because he's in the mix to win his 2nd MVP. And tonight, after growing up 300 miles south of Jacksonville and Pompano Beach, he's back in the state where his NFL journey started.
It's nice to go back home. I was a kid. I was having fun. I told my teachers I was going to the NFL. That was plan A and B. I go back and watch some high school. I was one of them kids like, oh, I'm Michael Vick today. I'm going to be Tom Brady. I'm going to like 10 touchdowns. I want to get back to my community as well, you know, so I just want to keep being that role model for those kids, you know, to come out of my community, wherever else they from, you know, and be successful. Just always be your own man, you know, don't follow nobody. Do your own thing, have your own lane, you know, listen to your parents because they want to stay in the wrong direction.
Lamar Jackson, an incredible role model for all those kids in Florida. He's about to play his 5th game in the state of Florida as an NFL quarterback, and we've seen how much he's grown since high school, but how much have you seen him grow throughout this season?
Well, I think we're all impressed what he's doing this season, you know, taken from what he did last year to this year. There's been great growth. I wish they weren't in the shotgun so much. I wish they would run the ball a little bit more, but they're in good hands with this guy because his right arm is big time, and he's carrying this Ravens offense right now. This is where he's been improved. Going through the reads of the field, patience in the pocket, first read, second read, really gets to number 3, and then number 4 coming across the middle, puts the ball in the money. Big time quarterback play right there, JG.
Cindy, Todd Monk and their offensive corners are going to have that play on his clinic reel forever, and you see him throw the ball down the field as well. Again, from the pocket, you find Zay Flowers running the deep over route. The guy's been on fire.
And then how do you stop this as a defense? He's rolling right, then he jukes one guy, stops on a dime and hits Zay Flowers in the corner of the end zone. That's just hard to stop
on those safeties right there.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. We keep saying that.
Yeah, but on the other side, for Jacksonville, run after catch is a big part of what Doug Peterson wants to do. And no better guy than this guy, Evan Ingram, with Christian Kirk out. Ingram had 11 catches last week, does a lot of damage after he catches it.
No doubt. And the other thing we want to see is deep shots off of it. They live in this 5 to 10 yard intermediate passing zone, Jacksonville. Defenses play for that a lot. But when they take some shots down the field to Calvin Ridley, Evan Ingram, whatever, it opens up their offense. That's something they got to keep track of tonight against Baltimore.
I enjoy watching this now from Doug Peterson, but it gave me nightmares back in 2017 playing that Eagles team in the Super Bowl when they were throwing to Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, Zach Ertz. They're doing that here in Jacksonville.
Right.
It's Ingram, it's Christian Kirk, it's Calvin Ridley, it's ETN. It's all of these guys just spreading the ball out to them.
You can sleep easy now. You're with us. You're on this side of the camera. Everything
love
is
the
fine.
support now.
There you go. All right, let's talk about a team that is chasing Jacksonville. That would be the Houston Texans. And they're playing without C.J. Stroud, out with the concussion. No Tank Dell, no Nico Collins. And it looks like it's Houston versus Houston as the throwback Oiler jerseys are what is being worn by the Titans. Case Keenum, he is in for C.J. Stroud. The Texans down and driving. Dalton Schultz.
Maria, this might be the play of the game here. Look at Schultz climbing over the defender's back and just ripping it away from him. If Tennessee gets the ball there, this might be over. Schultz made the play.
I know. It could have been an interception. It turns out to be a catch. Gained 15 yards for the first down. 3 plays later, Keenum looking for Noah Brown.
Extending the play, keeping the eyes up. Noah Brown working back to him. Those former Cowboys showing up big for the Texans.
Good coaching.
All right, so let's go ahead into overtime. The final minute we go. Okay, Texans fans get really excited about this play, but hang on to your hats at the end.
Yeah, we thought it was a walk-off. Singletary over 120 yards. We thought this ended it, but a holding penalty pushes them back.
Oh, no. So sorry, Texans fans. So 2 plays later, it's Kaimi Fairburn. He's going to line it up from 54 yards. He missed 5 games with the quad injury. He knocked in 3 field goals to get this win.
Never a doubt.
Expires. Never
How
a doubt.
about D'Amico Ryans? You kidding me? 8-6. Case Keenum getting it done. Wow.
Big
what a
win.
story.
Within a half a game of the Jaguars for first in the AFC South. All right, let's talk about the Bears. Let's talk about the Browns, Chris Sims. Scoreless game. Just in case you didn't know, Fields can scramble.
Well, he can. He's the greatest running quarterback in the game right now. This was off a bad Joe Flacco interception. The Bears are inside the 10-yard line. And are you kidding me with that play right there? Doing that to the Browns, to a rising star at tight end, Cole Kmet. Way to go, Kmet.
Okay, Joe Flacco making his 3rd start for the Browns wasn't a good start.
Well, they're having to rely on the old guy a whole lot. And he tried to jam one over the middle here. Edwards, the linebacker, pops it up in the air, and then Tremaine Edmonds gets the interception, pick 6. Bears offense not doing much. Bears defense carrying the load right now.
Flacco, he would be intercepted 3 times on the day.
Well, this is after a muff punt by the Chicago Bears. Wide open touchdown. Joe's got to be faster there, getting the ball out of his hand. He should have had that.
Yeah, well, to the 4th quarter, we end up going, and here's an opportunity to bounce back a little.
Oh, Flacco says, shut up, Sims. I can still make
Clutch time, baby. Clutch time.
There you go.
And he throws a laser into a tight window right here to Amari Cooper. And it looked like the Browns were down and out. And all of a sudden we said, here we go.
Yes, inching their way right on back. Less than a minute to go. We're all tied up. Starting 15. Flacco looking for Njoku.
One more time, he says, shut up, Sims. And Njoku's open. Look at this play, 3rd and 15. And this has become his go-to target.
Sure.
And Njoku is such a big body in the middle of the field, and he can make yards after the catch.
104 yards for Njoku. That set up the 36-yard field goal attempt for Dustin Hopkins. Yes, the 4th go-ahead field goal, but we have one more opportunity for the Bears. This gets really scary really fast.
Of course it does. Fields does a great job. You know, he can move. He buys time. He throws a nice catchable ball into the end zone. And we're all going, oh my gosh, he's going to catch it. Interception.
I talked to Deron Harmon. He said, we got to just catch the ball. We can't be knocking it down because we almost ended the game for ourselves.
Oh, man. Darnell Mooney almost coming up with that. Kicks it right into the Browns defender. But let's hear what Kevin Stefanski had to say on that Hail Mary play and the way this ball game ended.
I blacked out. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's this season, Jake. I mean, there's going to be times that you just got to trust your guys.
Who could have wrote this story? I mean, and not even Dr. Seuss, so.
We appreciate you, Miles.
Top author right there, right?
Yeah,
Dr.
exactly. But we talked a lot about offense, what we saw from Joe Flacco, but defensively, big stops, turning points in this game, too.
Yeah, as this game was flowing, we were all talking about it. Chicago gets in field goal range, but a 4th and 1, they kind of discuss and they decide, hey, we're going to go for it. And it felt like the turning point.
17-7, right? Bears
in control.
Yes.
And you see Eberflus, you see Fields, it's like, we're going. And I like the play call. You roll out, Fields can throw it, and just getting that foot trips him up. But right here, you can see it's an option. He can throw the ball. Maybe he should have thrown it to DJ Moore right there, but he thought he had it, and that was a big stop for for Cleveland that, to me, led to them coming back and winning the game.
We got a man crush on Cleveland's defense. They make a lot of plays. They really
a lot of good players over there.
All right, Mike Florio, you actually spoke with the guy who made the game-sealing interception, DeAnthony Bell.
Yeah, and he told me that this week they were studying film of Hail Mary passes attempted by other teams, and it stood out to him that when the ball is knocked down by the defensive players, offensive players trying to get in position to catch it before it hits the ground, and that's what he saw playing out. He broke toward Darnell Mooney. Mooney kicked the ball to him. He's supposed to knock it down himself, but he couldn't resist. It came right to him, sealed the victory for the Browns.
Well, how about this? Cleveland now 5-0 in games decided by 3 points or fewer. Very impressive what they've been able to do in late games. All right, coming up, we've got highlights from Orchard Park. The Bills absolutely dominating. There's no other way to say what they did to the Cowboys, especially that guy, James Cook.
He dominated.
He had a good day today.
We're going to talk about him right after this.
Go Dogs.
We're in the building.
Welcome to the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go. I don't look at it as me versus him. Winning is the most important.
Let's go. Leads it to the end zone. The Cook is in the kitchen. It is a blowout.
The top spot in the AFC. Lamar.
It's showtime.
So the last time Trevor Lawrence was on his home field, he limped up the tunnel with an ankle injury. He's good to go. He will go tonight against Lamar Jackson, who is back in his home state of Florida with his eyes on the top seed in the AFC. Let's go on the field, presented by Hyundai. Jacksonville linebacker Foye Oluokun. He began as the 6th-round pick out of Yale. The last 3 years, he's been a monster, the most tackles in the NFL.
He is a tackling machine, but they talk about his leadership, too. Jacksonville's going to need him tonight against this tough running game. He's going to need to knock some balls loose for Jacksonville to win.
And I'm really excited about seeing linebacker Roquan Smith and playing middle linebacker in the league. It takes a toll on your body. He doesn't look like he's slowing down. He's flying around all over the place. And look at the great instincts, coach. You watch him, and guys are flying around, joining him. He sets the tone for this defense. And you look around, there's 9 guys around the football.
A lot of speed on that defense. Now, going against that on the Jacksonville offense, speed they're going to have at the tight end position. Evan Ingram, he's a hybrid. He can run, he's big, he can catch the football and run after the catch, Rodney.
And he told me that they have to match the physicality of the Ravens if they want to win this football game. I expect Kyle Hamilton to defend him. I watched Kyle while he was on the field. He has this big, bulky knee brace. He looks like he's moving fine, and they tell me it's not going to be a problem, Jack.
And I watched Trevor Lawrence. You mentioned him limping off the last time he was here. He looks great. He's going to need that mobility tonight against that Baltimore defense.
There is steady rains all weekend. That has stopped. They rolled the tarp up. Grass field's in great shape. Still wind gusts up over 30 miles per hour. There could be a factor. We'll take it easy on Coach John's out here, Maria.
Oh my God, Tony, you all right, man? Everything good?
Respect your elder.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the Jets and the Dolphins. Zach Wilson, they want to build off of last week's big win, but Wilson scrambling, strip sack.
Oh, strip sack. Absolutely obliterated right here. And that was kind of the theme for the Jets quarterback and offense all game long, was obliterated by the Dolphins defense.
Yeah, Wilson actually left with a concussion in the second quarter. The Dolphins, though, would capitalize.
Raheem Mostert. You get him down this close to the end zone, they got too many tricks and toys to keep him out.
Do you like this fake punt call?
Absolutely not. I mean, it's 4th and 4. You got a great defense, play field position, and play through your defense. Let alone it looked like Miami was ready for it.
The Jets had 4 yards of offense in the first half. You see Tyreek Hill sitting out with that ankle injury. No problem, though, because you still have Jalen Waddle.
No problem is right. Tua throws a beautiful deep ball, little play action, and Waddle one-on-one. He's going to beat just about anybody in that situation.
8 receptions, 142 yards. Got Stephen Ross. I think that's
Waddle was better than that.
Yeah, I think it was better than that. You're so so right. Tua completed 87% of his passes, a season high for Waddle and Mostert. He breaks the franchise single-season record with touchdowns, and he's got 20 so far on the season. All right, the Chiefs taking on the Patriots at Gillette Stadium. Patrick Mahomes, they're trying to avoid his first 3-game losing streak as a starter. To the final minute of the first half we go. Mahomes looking for Jerick McKinnon.
Awfully good down in the red zone. Just comes back out, gives it to McKinnon. McKinnon does the rest.
Taylor Swift is happy with what she sees. Third quarter, New England's down just 7. Zappy making his third straight start.
Zappy was actually solid in this ball game, but this is a bad mistake in his own territory. Tries to force it. Willie Gay makes him pay for it, sets up the Chiefs. It was over from there.
Yeah, because all the Chiefs do is take advantage of opportunities like this. So we're just going to go a couple plays later. Mahomes going to do what he does and buy a little time and then get a touchdown.
Yeah, talk about extending the play, keeping the eyes up, lays it up there for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Helaire does the rest. What a catch.
Oh, impressive. Chiefs can clinch their 8th straight division title with the win against the Raiders next week. And Chris, even though they got the victory, still some issues with the offensive rhythm.
Yeah, we know. They're tough. It's Andy Reid. It's Patrick Mahomes. They got Super Bowl grit. But, yeah, there's some issues still that you worry about a little bit. Mistakes and magic. That's what's happening in Kansas City right now. There are too many mistakes. Turnovers, drop passes. Again, they lead the league in that category. Kelsey kind of felt the presence of the safety. Alligator armed it a little bit. Kadarius Toney in a big moment. Bobbles it. Interception on Mahomes. That was a great throw by Mahomes, right? So that's where they're frustrating. But then when they're like making magic, they're the most fun thing to watch in all of football. Running around, buying time in the pocket. Rashee Rice down the middle. Standing in the pocket. Nobody's open. Let me get outside of it. Boom. Find Rich James in the middle of the field. That's Mahomes. When he buys time and he gets in a groove that way, we know how special he can be. But they got to fix a few things there in Kansas City, no doubt, Maria.
Yeah, still a little bit of work to do coming up. Let's check in with Mike Florio, who spoke with Mahomes.
Yeah, and I asked Patrick Mahomes, what specifically do you do to try to help your teammates minimize the drop passes? And he said it's about going out before or after every practice. Extra throws from Patrick Mahomes, extra throws from the other quarterbacks, extra catches from the jugs machine. He said it's all about confidence. I think those guys can catch the ball. I've seen those guys make some of the best catches I've ever seen. Go out and be confident, and it'll all take care of itself, Maria.
All right, thanks, Florio. Let's take care of these highlights. Cowboys taking on the Bills. All right, Josh Allen, they're just trying to keep pace in the AFC playoff picture, and they set the tone with the opening drive.
You said it, Maria. They came out and said, hey, we're going to be the biggest bullies on the playground today. You're in our home. And they just pushed this pile like 8 yards. It's crazy. It's not a good beginning for Dallas Cowboys at all.
No, they were setting the tone there. Later in the drive, though, Jason, Latavius Murray gets in for the score.
Yeah, physical, same kind of thing. The guys in the blue shirts knocking them off. They came into this game, we're going to win the battle up front, and they certainly did.
And it didn't take long for them to strike again.
And James Cook, he did everything today. He ran the ball. He caught the ball. Low pass, all hands. He said, I'm a running back, but I could play receiver if I want to.
No big deal. Not much going right for Dallas. Allen's pass here incomplete. Deron Kearse is called for unnecessary roughness, though.
Yeah, a couple big mistakes early on in this ball game. A roughing the kicker, and then Kearse's unnecessary roughness. It extended drives and kept the Bills on the field when they cashed in.
Yeah, here we go. They're taking advantage again.
Josh Allen said, let me get in. And the snowman, Deion Dawkins with the spike.
So they get the victory 31-10. Josh Allen, what do you have to say about the win?
I don't think I threw the ball that many times, which, again, I don't just get it done. Let's just find a way to win. And, felt like the kid that didn't do anything in the class project but got an A. But, again, I'll do this 10 times out of 10 times, man. Just keep going.
Trust us, Josh. Everyone up here has been that kid that didn't do nothing but got the A on the class project. But the reason he was able to do it, James Cook, a massive day, a career-high 221 yards from scrimmage.
Well, these guys said it. They brought the physicality. As soon as the game started, you went, one team's playing crazy and aggressive and physical, and the other one was kind of just waiting to get into the game a little bit. But James Cook has been the new weapon ever since Joe Brady took over on the offensive side of the ball. Pass game, run game, like Devin McCourty said. It's been impressive. And, yes, they kick butt. Dallas missed Jonathan Hankins at D tackle today. They were run on consistently.
Yeah, and I think with James Cook, his ability to be a pass catcher makes it so you can't have the big guys in there for Dallas. And he just was able to find little gaps right here and then make people miss in the open field. that leads to big plays.
Dallas has been so good throughout the year playing the game on their terms.
Yes.
They get out ahead, and they run the football. Their defense gets wild. They go rushing the quarterback.
Right.
Today was a different story. Buffalo ran at them. The physicality of the Bills was the difference.
The Bills, they can help Josh Allen. That's what we want to see.
How many times have you said that, Jason?
Oh, my God. He talked about the school project. He's been the guy leading the school project every week.
That's right.
Meanwhile, Mike Florio, Cowboys guard Zach Martin was injured in the loss.
Yeah, leg injury suffered in the first half. He told Coach Mike McCarthy after the game that he is okay. And next week, it's Cowboys at the Dolphins. Receiver Tyreek Hill didn't play today. I'm told it wasn't even close. He couldn't go today. But it's likely he'll be good to go next week against the Cowboys, Maria.
All right, appreciate it, Mike. Steve, an up-and-down season for the Bills. Where do their playoff chances stand now?
Yeah, well, from our friends at DraftKings, these are the odds week by week of the Bills making the playoffs. And you can see that heartbreaker in Philly a few weeks ago left them as decided long shots. Then they pull the upset at Arrowhead. Today, they crush the Cowboys, and all of a sudden the Bills are a better than even shot to make the playoffs. But how about not just make the playoffs? What about winning the AFC East? Take a look at this race here with the Dolphins. The Bills are 2 games behind with 3 to go, but look at these schedules. The next two games for the Bills, the Chargers and the Patriots. Meanwhile, the Dolphins are going to play the Cowboys and the Ravens. If Buffalo can just win these 2 games, and if Miami slips up against either Dallas or Baltimore, then it would all come down to the final game, Week 18 in Miami. If the Bills win that, they'd have the head-to-head sweep of the Dolphins. They'd have the tiebreaker. They'd have the AFC East, and they would have a home game in the playoffs.
All right, thank you so much, Steve. Let's talk about the Cowboys, though. 7-0 at home. They are 3-4 when they go on the road, Jason. I mean, what did you see from them in Buffalo?
You know, I think that's the story. They're so dominant at home. They bludgeon opponents. They win by 30 points when they're playing at their place. When they've gone on the road, they've been a different team, a tough environment. It was a wet day up there. Buffalo was physical. That's why this home field advantage is so big for them in the playoffs. It looks like they're going to have to go on the road if they want to go all the way.
The physicality, when teams run the ball on them, it changes them, right? And this is where I'm a little concerned. The last 10 Super Bowl winners, they have not had a double-digit loss in the month of December ever, right? Yeah. So you don't see a Super Bowl team lose the way the Dallas Cowboys did today. That's a little concerning to me.
But like Buffalo, we saw they were trending down on making the playoffs.
Right.
You never know. So this Dallas team, they can rebound. They have some big games coming up, so they have a chance to still come back this year.
Right. Next up, they are at Miami, so that'll be a game we'll be watching in Week 16. All right, it's time for Barry's Bet presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Matthew?
Hey, thanks, Maria. Just a quick reminder of my DraftKings 3-play from earlier tonight. I like the Ravens over on the team total, over on Beckham in the receiving yards, and Lamar over on the passing yards. Clearly, I'm in on the Ravens offense tonight, starting with Odell Beckham Jr. It's prime time. He always comes to play when the lights are bright. Over his last 3 games, Odell Beckham Jr. has 5 20-yard receptions. So give me Beckham, longest reception, over 19.5 yards. Jags, top 5 in terms of most deep passing yards allowed this season. I like the over on longest reception for Odell Beckham Jr. tonight. Don't forget, on DraftKings Sportsbook this season, new customers can bet $5 and pocket $150 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every single day. Just download the app. Use promo code SNF when you sign up. It's DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. When we come back, Football Night in America rolls on.
All right, we're getting you set for Sunday Night Football, Week 15's edition. We've got the Ravens on the road taking on Jacksonville. And let's get into the best of Week 15, starting with what we saw from Baker Mayfield.
My man, Baker Mayfield, the Buccaneers, right? He finds David Moore in a big moment of the football game. Tight window. David Moore, unbelievable run after the catch. The Bucs, their passing offense, it's explosive. Watch out for them right now.
Talk about offense, Cynthia. How do you stop these guys? Christian McCaffrey, he runs it inside, he runs it outside, he catches passes, they throw it to different guys. This 49 offense, tell you what, they are hard to stop.
We thought Buffalo was dead and gone, but James Cook said, hold on, I'm giving us life. He was running, he was catching, he was doing everything today for this Buffalo offense, and it was a joy to see him be able to be so dynamic in that offense.
179 yards rushing for him. As you take a look at the NFC playoff picture, 3 NFC spots have been locked up: San Francisco, Philly, and Dallas. Dallas has the 5 seed right now. Remember how far the Rams have fought to get to that 7 seed, okay? Let's talk about the AFC and start with the Bears and Browns. A crazy ending with the Browns fans sweating it out to the end.
3rd down and 15. He's got the snap. He's throwing, and Njoku caught it, and he's got a first down. He's to the 35, 30. They'll put him out at the 19-yard line with 46 seconds left to go. It is 3rd down and 10. Fields back to pass. Up in the pocket. He rolls left. Time's run out. He's going to look. It's going down into the end zone. Knocked it down. The ball is intercepted. It's intercepted by the Browns. Ball game over. Browns win. Browns win. It's all over.
Browns win, Browns win. That was a wild way to end it, though.
That's a nice picture, too. I want to get in there. Like, I didn't do anything, but let me in.
All right, what do we see from the Houston Texans?
Oh, well, big clutch kick by Fairbairn, right to win it. But Case Keenum, the run game by the Texans, and D'Amico Ryans and his defense, they kept them in it. Clutch win for them.
Remember, no Stroud. They still get the victory.
Unreal.
Speaking of no Tyreek, but they had Jalen Waddle. And when you can see that Waddle in action in the end zone, it's a good day in Miami. Miami's still explosive against bad teams. Stephen Ross, throw that dance move out.
Kansas City hasn't been quite as crazy as they've been in recent years, but they still got that guy quarterback. Nobody extends the play in the red zone like Patrick Mahomes does. They got it done in Foxborough.
All right, taking a look at the AFC playoff picture. Baltimore could become the first AFC team to clinch with a win. That could happen tonight. Let's check in with Steve Kornacki. Tell us about the AFC South, Steve.
Yeah, Maria, a lot of stakes tonight in this game. Start with the Jaguars. Look, if they win tonight, they move to the cusp of clinching the AFC South and, in fact, could lock it down officially next week. But if Baltimore knocks off Jacksonville, you see the Jags suddenly drop to 50%, and it opens the door maybe for the Colts or Texans to win this division. Keep in mind, the Colts and Texans lose all the tiebreakers right now against the Jags. So to win the division, they've got to finish a full game ahead of the Jaguars. Now, if the Jaguars do lose to the Ravens tonight, it also keeps the Ravens ahead in that race for the top overall seed. They'd still be well positioned for that. But if the Ravens lose tonight, the race for the top seed in the AFC becomes wide open. And how about this? The team with the best chance of getting it would be the Kansas City Chiefs. Why? 3 very winnable games for the Chiefs. The Ravens, meanwhile, would have to turn around and go to San Fran. They play the Dolphins after that. Mahomes, we said he may have to play a road game for the first time. Maybe not.
Oh, it's too early, right? We jumped the gun. All right, time for your home team picks brought to you by Lowe's. 81% of America is going with the Ravens. Let's see who we're rolling with. Chris, starting with you.
I'm going with the Ravens as well. I just think they're the better complete football team. Jacksonville, the way the defense has been playing as of late, O-line's got some injuries. I like the Ravens in this one.
I pretty much never go against Lamar Jackson, so the Ravens.
I agree with that, and I think Andre Cisco being out, the communicator, the free safety, this Ravens offense should have a good time. I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah, the Ravens are a more complete team, offense and defense. I love their defense on all 3 levels. The key is the linebacker stopping the Jacksonville Jaguars run after catch.
Right.
I think they can do it. I take the Ravens.
All right, Matthew, Florio, who you got?
Yeah, Lamar's playing at an MVP level, and I don't think that changes tonight. Give me the Ravens offense over the Jaguars.
The Ravens trend stops here. I ride with Jacksonville, and I ride with Josh Allen. 13.
He's scared of him. I told you.
Go Jaguars. Jaguars.
That's your nemesis. What are you talking about? All right, let's get out to Jacksonville, Jack.
I just don't know if Jacksonville's going to be able to block anybody. The Ravens, the most sacks in the NFL. I'm going with Baltimore. Rod, who you got?
I'm going to go with Baltimore 28-20, and the guy that I'm looking at tonight is Calvin Ridley. Sometimes he acts like he's the #1 receiver. Sometimes he disappears. They need him tonight. No Christian Kirk. He's got to show up, Coach.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore, too, but I agree with you. The way Jacksonville could win it is Trevor Lawrence making big plays to Evan Ingram and Calvin Ridley.
Hey, one thing, the fans, they know the magnitude of this game tonight. Back out to Maria Taylor.
All right, those were tonight's home team picks brought to you by Lowe's. All right, it's a big one for the AFC playoff picture.
Really big. Ravens hold on and get this number 1 seed.
Action Jackson back home. I think he's going to show out in Florida tonight.
Yeah.
All right. He was a little cold early on.
Jaguars trying to turn it around. They've lost 2 straight.
Florio, he's coming for you.
He's best friends with Florio, the only one rolling with the Jags.
Ran into the studio. He's so scared.
See you at halftime.
This has been the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff. Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes. Or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.